Hey everybody, it's another week and another Pioneer Challenge. So today I'm going to run Izzet Ensoul through the challenge. I have been impressed with this deck. I have a 5-0, a couple 4-1s, and 1-2-3, where things didn't really work out, but the win rate is well above positive. And in these young formats where people are still figuring out what they have to answer, attacking the hardest is usually a good idea. Like I'm not trying to answer anything with this deck. I'm just trying to deal 20 to my opponent. And that's a good place to be in a format full of powerful threats and awkward answers. So I'm going to run this back again. If you haven't seen this deck before, the point is to play a cheap artifact of some variety, one drop with haste, one drop with haste, one drop with flying, X drop with every possible word, reach, trample, protection from multicolor, and then you put some pants on it. Ensoul Artifact, Enchanted Artifact, is a base power toughness 5/5. Skilled Animator does the same thing, turns it into a 5/5. Noteworthy, this doesn't change anything else about the card except that it's now a 5/5. So this is a 5/5 haste. This is a 5/5 haste that's hard to block. This is a 5/5 flying. Smuggler's Copter becomes a 5/5 that you don't have to crew. It's still a 5/5 flying that when it attacks or blocks, you get to draw a card and discard a card. And Stonecoil Serpent, the coolest of them all, its power and toughness, its natural power and toughness is based on +1 counters. So if it becomes a base 5/5, your 2/2 is now a 7/7. So Stonecoil Serpent scales very well in this deck. And Trample and Protection from Multicolor, both super relevant in this format because of Field of the Dead zombies trying to block you, or Abrupt Decay, Destructive Rivalry, Cindervines. These are all cards that I've just mashed through with Stonecoil Serpent. So, and then the sideboard is just answers for what they're doing. The common theme here is you're just trying to buy a little breathing room. Like Stubborn Denial, a lot of decks take the first couple turns to set up their resources, and you take the first couple turns to start pressuring their life total. And then there's usually one turn where like they have the fog or they have the removal spell or whatever. And Stubborn Denial, they just don't. And then red cards to deal with creatures. Grafdigger's Cage in case you come up against some sort of graveyard or cast spells out of your deck type shenanigans. Hangerback Walkers for grindy matchups. This does not hit as hard as the rest of the creatures in this deck, but it is 2 creatures for 1. So if they're counting on 1/1 removal, they're going to have to kill this thing twice. I am also going to, while we're here looking at the deck, change one of these Abrades out for another Electrickery, because the Llanowar Elvish Mystic Nykthos decks are really popular and really powerful. That's one of the few decks in the format that can actually just deal 20 on Goldfish faster than you can. So, but having an Electrickery to sweep out a couple elves, take them off, devotion, important stuff. So, I'm going to try an extra Electrickery, one less Abrade, and this is the deck. I'll see you for round 1. Welcome to round 1. We're on the play. This hand is 1 land short of being great. Don't take any risks with a hand that doesn't do anything. Like, especially with London Mulligan. I know I say it all the time, but it's stupid to keep hands that are bad. Just don't do it. This one's good. I'm gonna cast Bomat Courier on 1, Copter on 2, Ensoul the Copter on 3. That's my plan right now. We'll see what they do to make me change it. But if I were gold fishing, that's what I would do. Yesterday in a league, I drew 5 off a Bomat Courier from Hellbent. It was incredible. Hissing Quagmire. Alright, so we're up against some kind of mid-range thing. So Ensoul Artifact just got a lot sketchier because green-black has Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay, all sorts of good cards. I'm still going to play the Copter. I'm just more likely to crew it with Gingerbrute or Revoker than to try to Ensoul it. I guess it depends on what they do. Alright, they're a bug deck. Jace, Vryn's Prodigy. Okay, so now I'm going to revoke Jace and crew the Copter. Alright, I even get to cast Gingerbrute, so we're pushing for extra damage here. Jace, Vryn's Prodigy. Revoker is kind of shockingly good in this format. Everyone's got activated ability somewhere in their deck. Alright. So we're getting in for 4. We get tucked another card under the Courier. So it's actually kind of sweet that we're so close to Hellbent. If our Bomat Courier survives this turn, we can Ensoul fearlessly because we can just reload our hand with 3 or 4 cards next turn. We have 3 mana to do it all. Liliana the Last Hope would be a huge beating. That's what I would have named in the blind if they didn't cast Jace. Yep, guaranteed. Let's hope they pick off Revoker, though. Nope, they were smart. I hate when my opponent is smart. Alright, so I can still just kill Liliana here. So you attack Liliana, you two go face. I'm not going to make this unblockable because... Or I guess I'll see what I draw before I make that decision. Ooh, Wild Slash. Okay, I'm not going to make it unblockable because I want to hold up this Wild Slash. If they want to block this and take 2 instead of 1, that's fine. Alright. I thought that was more likely. Oko. Alright. I'm not super scared of an Oko in this situation. I'm not going to lie. Uh-oh. Do you also have Fatal Push? Bummer. That just got a whole lot worse. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I can slash Oko now. I think that's not good, though. Okay, good. I was just going to say, if we draw any animation spell, we could kill Oko without the Wild Slash. Like, only a second Wild Slash was a card we could draw that kills Oko, but doesn't require the first Wild Slash. Does that make any sense? Probably not. What I mean by that, if that actually didn't make sense, is Wild Slash puts Oko to 4, which I only need 1 more damage with what I have to kill Oko. But Skilled Animator and Ensoul Artifact both add 4 damage. So the Wild Slash, if I draw one of those, I Wild Slash Oko for nothing. But if I draw a second Wild Slash, that does the extra 1 point, but I can just cast them both on my turn. That's why I did not end step the Wild Slash on Oko. And as a result, I still have Wild Slash in my hand, and Oko's dead. So, best of all worlds. Oh, Wicked Wolf, my goodness. Wow, that's really good. I wish I had Wild Slash for this. They're going to get to fight my Animator. Alright, the full standard deck is in play right now, just with better mana. Alright, can't be blocked. Alright, so now this is starting to look rough. Now that they have an actual creature on board, plus they have the food to gain 3 life. I needed that skilled animator to stick around for a turn or two. Now they're into easy dig through time range to reload. They can't cast dig with the mana they have though, so I guess we'll see. Yeah, these decks with multiple points of interaction, like the Fatal Push, the Liliana, they're our toughest matchups for sure. Alright, another Oko. They should just be pooping out foods here, I think. I mean, if they make this food an Elk, that's defensible. But for the most part, if they just plus Oko to gain 3 life for the rest of the game, I don't think they can ever lose. Alright, seems like they agree. That also keeps their wolves alive forever. Attacking with wolf would be kind of bold, though. So we are just in a holding pattern here. Animator? Nope. There's no reason to attack Oko. We are nowhere near killing that creature. Was your last card in hand also a removal spell? Oh no, just gaining 3. Fine. Yep, they're on the food station over there. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely dead now. Alright, so against this kind of deck, definitely want my Hangerback Walkers. And I want my Stubborn Denials and Disdainful Strokes as well. I'm going to board out. Wild Slash does very little. Like, they showed me Jace, but that's about it. Temur Battle Rage is begging to get 2 for 1. Revoker was fine, but I'm going to shave on 1. And then they have enough creatures that Bomat Courier could be unreliable. Like in a lot of matchups, you shave on either Gingerbrute or Bomat Courier based on what your opponent is doing. If they have creatures that they can just trade with your Bomat Courier before you ever draw cards off it, that one is the worst one. If they have no creatures, like a blue-white control or something, and it's just a hasty 1/1 unblockable either way, then Gingerbrute is the worst one. Hope of Ghirapur always has flying, so there's a lot to like about that. Yeah, so I'll go a little slimmer on Bomats. Ensoul is kind of dangerous against this deck full of removal spells too. It's just 2 for 1s. Alright, I'll play 1 less Disdainful Stroke, bring in the rest of this stuff. I like Skilled Animator because it's not a 2 for 1 if they kill it. It is a 1 for 1. You lose your sweet upgrade, but you're not down an actual card. Alright, this hand is completely keepable. Double Animator is big. Like if they're ready for 1, they're just gonna die to the other. I think I'm gonna lead on Hope instead of Gingerbrute, because Gingerbrute can burst for surprise damage later. Hope needs a turn to set up. Hope also having flying means I don't have to sink a mana into it every turn to make sure it connects. And they're going to have to remove it if they don't want to keep taking 1. They kept 7, but they thought about it a lot. Now, is this a Goose? Wow, Goose is a good card. Didn't see that one game 1. Probably should still have Wild Slash in my deck. That's bad. Alright, so I'm going to play the Brute. Attack for 2. They're going to block 1. And then hopefully I'll get a chance to Stubborn Denial and Oko this turn, or Liliana. If they decide to play around Stubborn Denial, I'm going to lose so hard, though. Thoughtseize. So if I Stubborn Denial this, it costs them their food. I think that's worth doing. If this was just like a regular Birds of Paradise, I wouldn't do that. But since it's not. Alright, come on, land. Let's get to work. Another 3-drop. That is the nightmare. Alright, I should attack first in case they're holding Fatal Push. Really wish I could kill this goose, this one-lander. I am unable to punish it currently. Okay. It's a fake land. Fake land. It's still a land, but this is not a turn 2, or an Oko, or a Liliana. Alright, I don't care about Thoughtseize here. My hand is 3 of the same card. I just need my land so I can get this Serpent into Smashdown. Okay, so I can... Fatal Push is the scariest card they could have for me here. So I think I want to Ensoul the Hope, because that's the one I care the least if they kill. So I want to save the Animator to make this a 7/7 with Trample later. Alright, they just had nothing. Yeah, the Hope also dies to Liliana on its own stats, and Serpent doesn't. So we get a little Liliana insurance there. This Wicked Wolf could fight my Serpent, but then I still have this 5 damage coming through in the air. Oko does not meaningfully affect this board. Actually, Oko would turn this into a 3/3, not a 5/5, because it can't affect the Ensoul, but it can make it a 3/3 elk that is no longer an artifact, so Ensoul would fall off it. So Oko could affect the board in that way. Make it a 3/3 not flying instead of a 5/5 flying. Land? Yes. Alright, now I'm just swinging for the fences. Let's make this Serpent big. They can't Abrupt Decay Serpent. They can Abrupt Decay Animator, though. Right, I don't have an attack with Ginger Brute, unfortunately. Save that for when I have mana. They can gain 1, or yeah, just 1. There's only 1 creature in the graveyard. Alright, let's see if they have a removal spell now that they did not have last turn. Alright, so this looks like Abrupt Decay mana. If they Abrupt Decay this, then they can trade with Stonecoil Serpent. I'm fine with that. They lose their Ooze and their Decay. That was just a straight up 2 for 2 while they're under the gun. And it means they can't. I guess they could have blocked with Goose if they wanted to. They must not just not want to. All right, now they're at 2 against a 5/5 flying and a 1/1 unblockable. If I draw an untapped land, I can make a 5/5 unblockable. If I don't draw a land, I'll just make it a 5/5 blockable. Though now they're just dead to any of my shrapnel blasts off the top at any time. Even if they'll need a second food to get out of shrapnel blast range. Alright, they just didn't have it. Okay, so now that we've seen a little more out of their deck, they're more of a mid-range creature deck than a control deck. I want all of my Bomet couriers out because they're just never going to connect through the Lilianas and the Oozes and the Gooses, etc. I want my Wild Slashes. Like, their hand last game would have been completely non-functional if I was able to kill the Goose. Revoker also hits Goose, but we're on the draw, so it doesn't do it quick enough. Revoking Planeswalkers is still good, though. Alright, who's the worst card left here? Maybe it's just Disdainful Stroke. I can Stubborn Denial a Planeswalker. Like, the only 4+ cards we saw were Wicked Wolf and Nissa. And Stubborn Denial hits Nissa still, but everything else. Alright. We're doing this. Alright, so this hand I have is dangerous because it is functional, but not good. Like, if they have turn 1 Goose, turn 2 Liliana, I'm just dead with this hand. If they are playing some sort of like Thoughtseize game instead of that, then this hand might be fine. I'm going to keep it. If we were on the play, it would be totally fine because we'd be able to revoke Goose before they can activate it, but let's just hope they don't have a Goose. That's my plan here. Or that we top deck Wild Slash like a savage. Alright, sweet. Tapped Overgrown Tomb is exactly what we wanted. So I can place a 1/1 Stonecoil Serpent, or I could play Steam Vents tapped and just not do that. I'm going to do that because I'm not convinced that a 1/1 Stonecoil Serpent is going to be useful on this board. Like, it would be insane if I just top deck and Soul Artifact on turn 2 and I get to bash with my 6/6 protection from Abrupt Decay. But that still just dies to Fatal Push. So, yeah, I'd rather save this to be big enough to tangle on its own merits without getting ensouled. Scavenging Ooze. Okay, so I can Stonecoil for 2. I could revoke something. Like, but if I revoke Ooze, then they can just play Liliana and kill Revoker for free. If I revoke Liliana, they can still Oko. Oh, maybe I'm just playing Stonecoil Serpent. That one doesn't die to Liliana or Oko. And it tangles with Ooze because there's no creatures in the graveyard yet. Alright, no blue mana. Oh, now they have blue mana. Well, next turn they will. Oh, the Brute. Brute's not really what I was looking for here. I'm going to attack. Right now, while there's no creatures in the graveyard, I'm not going to play out another creature so they can't, like, Fatal Push eat. No free lunches here. Just free damage. Alright, Ginger Brute, go. And let's revoke this Goose. Alright, if they have Fatal Push, they can kill Revoker and eat it with Ooze. Okay, Abrupt Decay is at least not quite as efficient as all that. But they do have their mana available now, and Ooze can eat something. I think we're going to have a Hangerback Walker game, unless I get Thought Seized. Is it wolf time? Gonna wolf down my serpent. Nissa would be pretty terrifying. Oh, Kalitas, that's so much worse than everything I just said. Oh my god. Sorry, Hangerback Walker. You never had a chance. Alright, so I basically just have to draw Ensoul Artifact and try to go coast to coast with it as quick as possible. I also Shrapnel Blast. I would absolutely sacrifice my Darksteel Citadel to kill Kalitas right now. Stubborn Denial, not super helpful here. Alright, they have 2 cards left in their hand. We're in a tough spot, team. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe I just have to get this Walker out and hope they can't kill it immediately. Because if they do, I lose. I don't even get the trigger because of Kalitas. Another vampire or zombie. Alright, they don't have any of those currently. So Shrapnel Blast is still live. Just need to dodge spot removal for a turn, and I can continue playing the game. I can't block if they attack, because every block is a trade, and every trade gives them a zombie to feed Kalitas. Alright, if they had a removal spell, they would have attacked. Like, 100%. So, I can play a 4/4 Serpent and hold up, charge this, and Stubborn Denial. I mean, 5/5 would have been the magic number to turn on Stubborn Denial all the way. Alright, now they can start making foods. Alright. So we're in a holding pattern that does not favor me right now. If I draw an Ensoul, Shrapnel Blast is my best draw. If I can kill Kalitas, then I'll feel ahead on this board. But as it stands, I feel way behind. Oh no. Don't tap black mana. That's the worst kind of mana for me. Please cast Nissa. Please cast Nissa. Tap your goose. Cast Nissa. Oh no, not that. I don't think stubbing this makes any sense, because they can pay. Oh wait, Ferocious is power 4. I just played this whole turn thinking Ferocious was power 5. No, we're good. Stonecoil Serpent was perfect. Just like we drew it up. Get out of here. Thanks, Teamer, for being reasonable with your expectations. Alright, now we got an attack. So I could Ghostfire Blade the Gingerbread for unblockable 3, or I could start ramming with this 6 power. I think this is the right call. Alright, Gingerbread, get in there. I can even move this over. So now I have 2 4/4 blockers. I can still charge the hanger back. Alright, so now it's on them to change this board state, though Kalidas is still terrifying. Oh no. So, oh, tracker? I mean, what does it say about my board state right now that I was like, oh good, it's just tireless tracker? Blah. Oh no, more spells. Alright, what you doing with this Oko? Ghostfire Blade is probably the best target for Oko. And they can make Ginger Brute a blockable 3/3. Okay, it's a blockable 3/3 now. I really need a Shrapnel Blast. Alright, make my monster grow. Shrapnel Blast. Fuck. Okay, so I can suit up Ginger Brute. I have attacks here. I just have to figure out what they are. So if I attack with my 5/5 Ginger Brute, they would have to double block to kill it, and I can remove either both of these or Kalidas. Yeah, they're definitely not going to block that. If I attack with a 6/6 Stone Coil Serpent, it's the same block. If I attack with 5/5, that's what I just talked about. If I attack with 5/5 Ginger Brute and 4/4 Serpent, then they have a double block that is not a double trade. So that's not an option. Alright, I'm just going to run as fast as I can. And I think if I attack Oko, it might force the block. Alright, let's go. I'm happy to trade. They're going to get a zombie if they make the double block, but removing Tireless Tracker and Ooze from this board is kind of huge. Though them getting a zombie means Kalidas is out of Shrapnel Blast range, which I'm not happy about. And if they chump with Ooze, I'm totally fine with that. I think they're going to want this tracker. I think chump with Ooze is probably just the right play. Okay, they are taking the double block. Jump with Ooze would have been extra smart because then I can't move my Ghostfire Blade over. I put it on the Big Serpent this time in case they want to make Kalidas a 5/6. Notably, Oko cannot turn Serpents into 3/3s because they have protection from multicolor. However, that would only make them bigger anyway, but they would lose all their extra words. I should have cast Hope last turn. I was so engrossed in that combat step and thinking about like slow rolling or bluffing a counterspell again but I think that just having a 3-power flyer with Blade to force some action on this board is worth it. Alright, they played a Botanical Sanctum. Oh no, they're tapping lots of mana. Shit. Alright, I'm in trouble. Turn target permanent card. That's probably going to regrow Vraska, which gives us, like, right now to draw Shrapnel Blast for this Kalidas. Alright, that doesn't even do anything. Yeah, that's weird. Right, clue, that doesn't do anything either. Alright, come on, Shrapnel Blast. Oh, that's so close. Alright, what do I do with this? Is there anything to do with it? If I attack with this Stonecoil Serpent, they can just double block with Clue and Forest. That's not good. Nissa... Yeah, Nissa getting back Vraska is probably GG. But it wouldn't matter at all if they didn't have Kalidas. I'm going to summon the Hope of Girapur. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Alright. Nothing in play is preventing damage right now, so that doesn't matter. Alright. Looks bad, team. Yeah, they regrow Vraska. I guess they could also just emblem up if they think that's better, but I'm pretty sure just getting Vraska back is the right play. Yep. Seems they agree with me. Yep, they're just gonna destroy Hanger back, and then I am slain. This Stonecoil Serpent has protection from Vraska. Yep, sucks. Yeah, we haven't found any Ensouls this game. We drew a lot of lands. Like this was really close for a long time, and the window is just mostly closed now. Right, but never give up, never surrender. I'm gonna name Nissa with this, though it doesn't matter because they can just Oko it. Nissa Vital Force, right? I guess I should have attacked Nissa and named Oko. Whoops. Alright, well, I'll just own my mistake and make the attack. Yeah, this definitely should be naming Oko. That was bad. Though maybe this will trick them into not blocking with Goose, because I think they would have just thrown Goose under the bus if I didn't do this first. Oko should elk this Ghost Fireblade pretty soon. Oh no, do they have a card in their hand over there? God, is it a removal spell too? Yeah, so if this Hope connects, I'm gonna Wild Slash Vraska. So now it's Oko versus the world. Oh no, what is this? Oh, they're just making foods. Fine. And then I'm going to move Blade over to Stonecoil Serpent. So I have two 4/4s to tangle with. Really wish this was naming Oko, but whoops, here we are now. Alright, they can start crunching now. They're gonna have to at some point. Alright, so if I double block, they can make Kalidas +4/+4. I'm dead to any removal spell. But if they don't have the removal spell, Kalidas is off the board. Oh, I don't think I can play that game of chicken. Ugh. Alright, I really do have enough lands now, deck. Just like any time you want to stop is fine. Do I even have an attack here? I mean, attacking is the same as not attacking because they're just pooping out infinite foods. Alright, change my mind on that one. Alright, yeah. I'll take my 4/4 back over here. It's the old shame, never mind. I'm not going to play this land because I have enough of them. Maybe someday I'll draw a Smuggler's Copter and I'll be able to activate it somehow. And get an extra draw. Oh, and they did have Fatal Push. Alright, so the block we didn't make last turn was smart. Though now we are almost certainly dead. This Kalidas, serious business. It won them this whole game by itself. Oh god, did they just also have Liliana? Yep. Okay, we're dead. I'm finally convinced. Alright, we're back for round 2. We're on the play again, and we have a 1-drop, Ind suited up, into a 3-drop, and we have the legendary Shrapnel Blast. You usually want to draw exactly 1 Shrapnel Blast per game, and that was sadly lacking last round. But we have it this time. Begin the beats. And hope they're not on a Fatal Push deck. Oh, Plains. Plains is probably the worst basic land in Pioneer. Let's see what they're doing with it. I wish I had that one instead of the Brute earlier. But whatever. Continue getting brutal. The Whitman Inspector is a really good 1-drop, though. I'm a big fan of that card. We have a good history together. All right, get in the chopper. Okay, so I can attack with Ginger Brute and let them try to block with Chopper, then give haste. Though I'm not sure if they would just put their Chopper in the graveyard like that. Let's find out. If they activate Chopper, I'll just give unblockability in response. And if they don't, I'll just play Pia. They're thinking about it, living in fear. It's free for them to try to crew it, though. Yeah, alright. They just decided against it. Alright, Mom, go get him. Pia is a spicy one of in this list. If she sticks around, she really wreaks havoc on the battlefield, and I'm into it. So next turn, I can play Bomat Courier, move Ghostfire Blade onto it, start getting cards onto it, and if they crew Copter to try to block any of it, I can throw my Thopter at the Copter to make it unblockable. Thopters and Copters is my favorite flavor thing in Pioneer. I love that they're both in my deck too, so I frequently do send my Thopter into the Copter and then send it into the Ren Zone. My opponent has signed up for the rarely successful not attacking or blocking plan. Courier. Large. I'm going to make this hard to block. And I'm going to attack with all of my creatures. If they crew the Copter, I will sack the Thopter to make it unable to block. Petty theft. Okay. I cannot interact with that. So that's here, and then I don't want to lose my Pia, so I will lose my Thopter. And we have this Shrapnel Blast just hanging out back here. Someday. Like, Gingerbrute doesn't have to connect a whole lot more for Shrapnel Blast to be lethal. Alright, Gideon mostly doesn't matter. Now with them tapped out, if I draw a second Trap Blast, I just win. Alright, and here comes the Chopper. They figured out it's not going to do much blocking. Canal's not what I was looking for. An untapped land actually would have been good there, but a tapped land is not so good. So, how can I put them to 5 this turn? So if I equip Gingerbrute and animate one of my Mutavaults. So here's my land. So let's suit up Gingerbrute. I can animate one of the Mutavaults, make Gingerbrute unblockable, and then they're at 5, guaranteed. Do I lose on the backswing? So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. or 9, 10, maybe 11. Seems unlikely that I'm just dead. So yeah, I'm gonna make this push. This is guaranteed to deal 5 to them. Attack my opponent with all my creatures. They'll probably trade with Pia. Ooh, trading with Mutavault. Bold strategy, Cotton. Unless they're planning to Supreme Verdict, in which case that makes a lot of sense. But now they're dead on board to a land because I can unblockable plus pump it twice. Another knight, okay. Let's hope they can't gain life somehow. Declaration in stone. Alright, so I get a clue. That's an artifact for unblockability, just saying. It's also weird that they tapped the way they did. Why wouldn't they leave up Brazen Borrower mana if they had the option? Alright, so I can't... What can I do here? I can just play Smuggler's Copter. And then when they crack Clue in the end step, incinerate them. Alright. If they have Spell Pierce, they got me, but... Alright, they tap their blue, we're good. Yep, and they are Deadzos. Nice. Alright, so they're like a blue-white mid-range deck with a bunch of Planeswalkers and stuff. Fry's going to be good. Hangerback Walker is going to be good. I probably want just all of these counter spells. Wild Slash, not great here. Don't want to run Battle Rage into removal. Revoker's medium. Like, I could name Gideon or a Planeswalker, but mostly it's the smallest creature for the most mana. It's a 2/1 for 2, which on rate is not a good deal. I'm going to shave some number of Ginger Brutes as well. Brute was pretty good last game, but I think Bomat Courier is the more valuable one-drop in this particular matchup. Alright, there it is. Alright, on the draw here, I'm going to keep this. We have the turn 2... Smash for 6. We have 1 Trap Blast. That's mostly what we're looking for. Alright, let's hope they don't just leave up 2 mana this turn, because that represents Seal Away, any sort of counterspell. They can't Azorius Charm Stonecoil Serpent, notably. Just cast like a... Yes, alright. We're going to Pound Town. And you can't Teferi a Stonecoil Serpent either. Alright, cheese mode activated. Let's go. Don't have seal away. Slam Teferi. Slam Teferi. Shit. Deck and Stone's pretty good. Revoking Smuggler's Copter seems loose. But casting Smuggler's Copter seems pretty good. Alright, Gideon's here. Gideon sucks because he cruised... The knight cruised the copter. Let's hope they get aggressive. Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to be able to attack at all times with this deck. Did they just not loot? Their hand is perfect. If you say so. Gideon, ally of Zendikar. Karoo my chopper. Hope we find a land. Alright, we found a land. I don't think I'm going to want multiple Stonecoil Serpents coming into the end of this game. I would really like to get to 4 lands so I can just light up with double Shrapnel Blast next turn. What it's worth, I think them attacking last turn was wrong, especially if they're not going to loot. And Supreme Verdict would be very powerful here. Because they can Verdict, make a knight, chopper, or just bash with Gideon. Alright, Ballista's also pretty good. That's a playable Magic card, if I ever saw one. Alright, so Gideon's getting in 5, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so if I draw a land, they lose. Like, untapped land, they're... Oh, no, they're at 11 still. I need to deal 1 more damage. Never mind. So I'm at 7. They're still not looting. Hand is still perfect. Alright, Pia is good, because she is 2 creatures. Let's just find a land off this attack and set up the win for next turn. Not quite. Reflector Mage. That makes me dead. Okay. Yeah, removing Pia, Crew, Large. Alright, they found the line. Alright, so they have a lot of creatures, actually. So I'm going to switch the Bowmats back for Ginger Brutes, now that they've shown me that many creatures. And bring another Revoker in. It was pretty good there. Definitely stroking Gideon seems important also. So maybe I'm back on 2 Revokers. Alright, our hand is lean and mean. Let's keep it. I probably should have let on Stonecoil Serpent. Whoops. Island Go. They wouldn't put non-summon in their deck, would they? Alright, so I think it's probably right to just Ensoul Artifact. I'm going to be a little patient on that, though. Like, I don't want to just walk into, like, Spell Pierce or Unsummon, some Unsummon variant. Or just the turn 2 deck in stone like I did last game. Alright, Ballista for 1. I have no respect for that. They probably should just pick off Gingerbrute, though maybe it doesn't matter. He is pretty strong. Alright, so making this unblockable is the same amount of damage as casting the other one. It's actually more because they could block ping, then it's... Yeah, so if they want to spend their Ballista to shoot this Gingerbrute, save 1 life, I'm fine with that. Then I'll save my next one for the next wave. It's like jamming Ensoul Artifact when their shields are down and you know you're going to get in for an extra 5. It's like playing Shrapnel Blast. So like even if they do just like Declaration in Stone my Serpent next turn, I basically sacked an artifact and a card to deal 5, which that's what this deck is about. I would prefer to just win with my giant 7/7 though. Cast a fairy. Cast a fairy. Alright, that's not a Teferi. Alright, that's pretty good. Didn't even lose my card for that one, though. Ghostfire Blade. Okay, so I can just attack for 3 with Mutavault and Gingerbrute here. Can surprise them with a Pia next turn. I could attack for 3 with just Gingerbrute also and leave my Mutavault back. I could also just redeploy Stonecoil Serpent for 4. I think them bouncing it with Brazen Borrower instead of doing anything else shows that they don't have a good answer for that. But I do want to continue putting damage on them. I'm not going to play Stonecoil Serpent for 1. That is not a high value play on this board, especially when they have this 3/1 answer to it ready. Reflector Mage, bummer. Okay, that's fine. Mutavault can still attack for 4 next turn. These creature lands really putting the hurt on these control decks. Like they always have. I suspect they have to block here. Yeah. Alright, now Gingerbread is a 5-5 coming in hot next turn. Mutavault's a 6-6 if they don't do anything. Or if they do something that doesn't interact with it. If they play like Gideon, I'll just play Gingerbread, make it an unblockable 3-3. Oh, bummer. Okay, fine. Well, it didn't target a creature. So we get to attack for 3 right now. Or 2 and hold up a Strainful Stroke. No, I think getting it for 3 is better. That puts them to the magic number 5, which is Shrapnel Blast or Ensoul off the top range. Okay, they're just passing. They have Brazen Borrower, if nothing else. Ooh, Animator. I think I just make Gingerbread an unblockable 5-5 here. Spell Queller, okay. Just force them to have it. We know their hand is at least 5 spells, though, because they just haven't made a land drop in several turns. We just have to hope that the spells are 4 drops or don't answer the board. Stones. They were probably trying to save that declaration for this thing. Let's hope they're just ice cold to this 5-5 now. Detention Sphere can't answer it. Azorius Charm can't answer it. Reflector Mage can't answer it. Spell Queller can't block it. So they basically have to have Declaration in stone. Like Teferi can't bounce it. It'll trample right over this Brazen Borrower for 4. Put them to the test. So even if they do produce a monocolored chump blocker this turn, I have Pia to make that creature unable to block. So they have to have basically exactly Declaration in Stone. Like Supreme Verdict, like Land Supreme Verdict doesn't even do it because then that frees my animator and I get a 5-5. So there's not many things they could have here. All right, they're just passing the turn. Deal. I think I just attack. Like, I'm not even going to play Pia. Not going to animate Mutavault. Here comes my Serpent. If they were planning on blocking with Spell Queller, they're going to be disappointed. That's like Seal Away would get me. Blessed Alliance would get me. I could have attacked with Mutavault also to play around Blessed Alliance. I probably should have just done that. That's basically free to do. The second one is twice as nice. Protection from multicolor. GG. Alright, Stone Coil Serpent. Held that forever, forced them to use their removal spell that hits it on something smaller, and then bam, the last fatty gets it. A tale as old as time. And it's time for round 3. We're on the play again. We have 1-drops, Copters, and Soul, and lands to cast them. So this is a functional hand. I really love how well this deck mulligans, just in general. And by how well it mulligans, I mean it doesn't mulligan much, because you have so many 1-drops, and really just like any hand with any 2 lands is fine, and even some 1-landers are fine. A basic island strategy. I'm going to cast Chopper this turn rather than try to Ensoul right now. Alright, so a Simic at least. Fae of Wishes. Wait, this is a 1/4 creature? Didn't even know that those are the stats on that bad boy. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to Ensoul the Smuggler's Copter and just get to work here. That is a 1/4. But I got a 5/5. I'm going to discard this extra land. As my plan is to play Bomat Courier right now. And next turn, maybe get 3 cards off the other one. Like this double Bomat draw definitely encourages me to get close to Hellbent. Like Pia is pretty powerful, so if I draw a land, I can just like cast Pia, make it so Fate can't block, and then go bananas. Okay, that's also really good. I'm gonna Blade this Bomat Courier, because if they have Brazen Borrower, I'd prefer that they kill this one. Or bounce this one. Like, they're not killing anything, but they're probably just gonna target Copter anyway. It doesn't really matter. Is this the Borrower? Supreme Will. Okay. I can live in that world. I don't have 3 to pay. So if I attack with everything, they're going to block this one. I can loot away Pia. I can Wild Slash their face and then just draw 3 cards. And it doesn't matter. Basically none of these are going to survive the combat phase here. Go upstairs with this one and then draw 3 here. They go to 5, which is the magic number for Shrap Blast. So they have to deal with this lethal threat and this one that they don't know about. at the same time. Plus this other Bomat Courier continuing to threaten another reload. And if I draw land, I have Lethal Battle Rage and Lethal Shrapnel Blast. Alright, pretty sure I don't care about that. Let's just draw an untapped land so we can double wreck here. Alright, that's not the untapped land. Alright, so I'm going to force them to have the fog. So if Chopper finds a land, then I can Battle Rage and then post-combat Shrap Blast if I need to. They're probably just going to fog, though. Oh, Growth Spiral, fine. Land? Alright, we found the land. I'm going to discard Ghostfire Blade. So they're going to block, I'll Battle Rage, and then if they have anything, I'll Shrap Blast. Alright, that is Con Queso because I am ferocious. So that is the full double strike and trample. And they are deceased. Bang. That was pretty clean. This is one of the better matchups by a lot. Alright, so Ginger Brutes, worse than Bomat Courier here. Don't need Battle Rage because that plays right into Fog. But I want all of my counter spells, Fry, and I get to leave a Brute in the deck. Wild Slash does counter Fog sometimes, but having actual counter spells for their Nexuses and Reclamations is generally more important. Because Slash only counters Fog in this matchup for the most part. And we have ways of doing that. Alright, let's go. Okay, so I have a really good one-lander on the draw. I'm going to keep this. I know I've been telling you don't keep bad hands, but I just don't think this hand is bad. We have 2 draw steps to find a land. Any land, we just go nuts. But it's crunch time now. It's time to draw that land, or we're in some trouble. Ooh, thing in the ice. All right. Ding in the ice. So I think I want Chopper. And attack for my 1. Chopper does not get bounced by Thing. And Chopper helps me find additional lands to dig out of this. And I can Trap Blast Thing if I need to. There's a good chance they're going to go all in on this guy. This creature. Okay, so I can Ginger Brute or Stone. I can Stone Coil for 2, Crew the Copter. I think I'd rather just Ensoul though. They missed their 3rd land drop, even with the Growth Spiral, so I just want to push here. Ka-chow. Alright, Skilled Animator is probably not going to happen this game. Just gotta get them down to this Shrapnel Blast level. Hope they don't flip Thing this turn, but we know they have at least 6 spells in hand, which is kind of horrifying. But we have Stubborn Denial. So there's a plan. Now there's definitely a plan. Alright, so they'll probably try to Fog here, and I'll counter it. Blink of an eye. Wow, that's so much worse than Fog. I'm glad I have the counter. Still looking for lands. Alright, found one. Not going to need Ghost Flyer Blade this game. Alright, so finding the land was a big game because now if they have another removal spell, I can just chuck the targeted creature at them. And if they do string together 2 spells to flip Thing, I can just trap them once, then trap them again. Alright, that's a lot of lands. Okay, Haze of Pollen is fine because I can still attack with Smuggler's Copter and try to loot that second land up. Or the next land. Alright, we got there. I'm going to make them super sad by discarding a Shrapnel Blast. Because now they know I have 2 more. Red colorless Fling. Bang. This matchup is good anyway, and our opponent's draw was particularly unhelpful. The ramp deck does not play well on 2 lands, so I'll take it though. Alright, we're back for round 4. We're on the play again. 4 for 4 on die rolls, not bad with our balls to the wall aggro deck. I'm going to keep this. It's got all the things we want. It's got 1-drops, Trap Blasts. Opponent's on 5. Their avatar's a dog? I didn't know you could be a dog on Magic Online. That's pretty sweet. Scrambled Good Boy. Okay, so they're set on 4 here. Let's get our Bomat currying. Okay, they're this deck. They could beat us on 4. No doubt about it. Wow, okay. I'm surprised by that block, but I'm happy to get it. If they're on 4 and I didn't have an other removal spell for their Llanowar Elf, that's a good deal. Alright, so I'm going to make a 3/3 Serpent and get in here with the Chopper. Nice. Alright. I'm ready to explode next turn. I can Ensoul the Chopper. If I find a land, I can also Shrapnel Blast. Legion Warboss. Okay. So we're going to get scrappy here. Llanowar Elf's getting in. Okay, deal. Alright, found a land. So I'm going to Ensoul this to start. And they're just dead. Okay. That's probably smart. Yeah, this double Shrapnel Blast was coming in hot post-combat. Let's see what we would have looted for. I don't think it matters. Like, land double Shrapnel Blast is exactly what I wanted in that spot. Okay, so against scrappy red creature-based decks, Revoker usually doesn't have any good names. Bomat Courier usually doesn't connect. So we want Hangerback Walker. That's a 2-for-1 or better most of the time. Wild Slash and my extra electrickery. If it's going to be good in a matchup, it's here. Remember we added this at the beginning of the league? So here we go. Let's kill a bunch of Llanowar elves. Alright, we got a keeper on the draw. No huge payoffs, no Ensoul, no Animator, and we have a bunch of 1-drops. Stonecoil Serpent, Battle Rage is kind of like Shrapnel Blast, but a lot worse. We'll see where it goes. Opponent's on 6. Llanowar Elf. Aha. Never didn't have it. That's worth more to me than getting a damage on the board. Alright. The chopper. Alright, so I'm going to play a Brute and a Hope. Saving the other Brute for some surprise burst damage later. Hope, I like having the flyer in play in case I draw an Ensoul effect. Alright, Beast Mode. Lovestruck Beast being a playable Pioneer card makes me really happy. It's got some stats. It's a 2-for-1. Like, I'm into it. Alright, so they discarded a land despite not having made a land drop yet. So they must have more lands in their hand. Alright, yep. Oh, a chopper of my own. So I'm going to get in for my 3 damage here. Then play chopper. This card does not have trample or anything. It's just a 5/5. For now. I'm sure they have ways to abuse it. Possibly including Battle Rage. Rabble Master. Oh boy. Alright. Goblins. Create a goblin with haste. So this, once a goblin survives, or no, it has to attack every turn. So if I remove Rabble Master, he'll still have a goblin with haste, which is relevant to Ginger Brute. For that reason, I'm going to crew with a Ginger Brute. Attack with my flyers. Oh wait, they have a chopper. Alright, attack with my chopper. I'll run mine into theirs because I have Battle Rage. I don't think I've made a land drop yet. No, I think Hangerback Walker for 2 is what I want to be doing. Yeah, I'm just going to drop the Battle Rage and let them trade their chopper if they want to. Okay, so they're going in on that plan. They get an extra loot out of this, that's fine. So their goblins have to attack, which makes Hangerback Walker pretty good. Clearing their chopper means Hope of Girapur can attack again someday. And Hangerback Walker producing a bunch of flyers. This deck is pretty soft to flyers as is. If they have like Magma Spray or some like exile-based removal, that would be brutal. But I can't imagine this deck has room to play a card like that in it. Okay. So I can make lots of blocks and clear out some of this mess. Or I can just block Rabble Master. Alright, so I'm going to let them keep Rabble Master. I trade off with their 1/1s. I could double block Rabble Master too, but then I get blown out by a shock of any kind. Yeah, I'll just take 4 from this thing, clear out their other stuff. Because if I wait even one turn on this Hangerback Walker, I can make it a 3/3. Lenore Owls. Probably the Beast is coming down here. If they have Electrickery, we are screwed. Though I don't think anyone else but me is playing that card. Alright, cool. Alright, land was a weirdly good draw here. So I can play Stonecoil Serpent for 4, which makes it bigger than the Rabble Master. As Rabble Master could attack as a 3/2 this turn. And I can eat that for free. It's just Lovestruck Beast that they can attack with now. If they have Gorklan Rampage or a Battle Rage, I could be in all sorts of trouble. Wow, that's also troublesome. Okay, they have Biforce in their deck. I have not played against that card yet in this format, but there it is. All right, I'm not going to block the Goblin token. I will block Lovestruck Beast. All right, that's probably game. Just a 3-for-1 in these scrappy aggro mirrors is usually good enough. Okay, so I'm going to double block Rabble Master and block Lovestruck Beast, which leaves me with basically nothing. I still have Mutavault. Let's try a Hangerback Walker. That's not it. Alright, so I'm definitely going to 4, maybe 3 this turn. Legion War Boss also. Okay. Yeah, we're dead this game. Yeah, Biforce. Okay, good to know. So what's my plan against Biforce? I could bring in Stubborn Denial, or I could just power through it. So there's not many targets for this, but the one target is really important. So it's kind of rough. And on the play, though, maybe I should just be trying to make them dead. Alright, forget it. If they Biforce me, they Biforce me. Hangerback Walker's going to have to carry the load there. Oh, this hand is not good. I have both Mutavaults. Like, I could Ginger Brute, Animate Mutavault, attack Animator. I don't think this is a keepable hand. This is the same hand, but worse. Alright, here's a hand. I have to put 2 of these on the bottom. It's probably this one and this one. I've returned the favor. My opponent took a lot of mulligans in the last couple of games. Now I'm on 5. Just going to have to cheese them out here. Llanowar Elf. I think I'm going to save Electrickery, because they have a lot of X1s in their deck. I just hope I don't die to some 3-drop right now. Maybe they'll just play like Llanowar Elf and make the 1/1 human for Lovestruck Beast. Even like Rabblemaster is fine here. Okay. Alright, that's not bad. I'm going to wait until their combat phase to clear out these goblins. Giving them 1 extra mana with Llanowar Elf kind of sucks, but taking damage is even worse. JK, that's even worse. Alright, so I can clear out a bunch of those. I take 6. I get them back for 5 here. Alright, reach is one of the words that is not on Questing Beast. Alright, this is just a scrappy crap fight here. So they're attacking for 8 next turn. I am dead to Battle Rage or Gore-Clan Rampager. Questing Beast has Vig, so it's not even like I could get them with the Animator. One of us is dead right now. I could draw Shrapnel Blast to win the game if they kill this but don't kill me. Second Rabblemaster. Does that kill me? I haven't done the math. I don't know how to do Rabblemaster math. 4, 8, 9, 10. I'm at 2. So, did I win? Sure looks like I won. Unless they have Land Shock post-combat. Nope. Cheese mode activated. 5 cards. All my eggs firmly in one basket, but it was good enough. Ugh, yikes, that was a close one. But we snuck it out. And it's round 5. We're on the play again. 5 for 5. Our hand can roll. And that's all we're looking for. So I'm going to lead on Bomat Courier. And then I can decide based on what they do if I want to Ensoul right away or if I want to spend some time getting Chopper active. I'm more likely to want to just take the time to get Chopper in the air. But if there's some sort of like aggressive red deck or whatever, like, and I have a window to just make my 1/1 into a 5/5 that they're not going to be able to remove, I might just do that. All right, so against an Elvish Mystic deck, I'm going to offer this trade, then play Copter. All right, they were not interested. That's unsurprising. Burning Tree Emissary. At least they made their land drop, so we're not getting Nykthos right now. Let's see what is happening. Hydra for 1. Tilt. Alright, so that's going to fight my Bowmat. We're going to take to the skies here. Got a lot of lands we can loot through, so not salty about that. Alright, they made their land drop again, so still no Nykthos coming. We're taking 3. Their last card in hand is probably Nissa. That would be my best bet. Alright. Let's get our damage in. Yuck. Alright, Mutavault's another attacker, so at least that land has some extra play to it. I would really like a Shrapnel Blast before I die here. Alright, yep, last card in hand was Nissa, to the surprise of no one. Alright, just taking 3. And this forest has haste, so Gingerbrood is less brutal. Going to their face. Ugh. Where was that? Pre-combat. Alright, so I can make this a 3/3. I can also sack it to gain 3 life, because it is a food, among the other words it has. That doesn't come up often. But if they can't kill Copter or me here, they lose. And if they can kill Copter but not me, then I have 2 Wild Slashes for Trap Blasts in the deck to win with. Well, this looks like a big Hydra. But if they tap all their forests to do it, then I have this unblockable 3-power creature still ready. Like, they have to leave at least 1 creature with haste back. Alright, looks like they figured it out. Yeah, this is definitely a Hydra. Alright, let's draw a spell. How about that, deck? Alright, they don't... Or they can attack with this if they want. They probably should. It's free. Guess they're worried about, like, Mutavault blocking it and killing it somehow. Spell. Jesus. Ugh. Alright, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Alright, so I'm getting attacked for a Hajillion next turn. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lands, and 4 spells is what we've played this game on. Not bad. Oh god, they have another spell. Alright, am I just dead to this? I don't think so. Alright, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, so they're getting in for 14 here. Still any burn spell. I have 6 when the game draws. Tilt. Yeah, that one was frustrating. That was an unusual distribution of lands to spells, it's safe to say, especially with Copter looting every turn. Alright, so bringing in these removal spells and these counter spells. Bomat Courier is a lot worse here. Revoker is good because it can name their creatures. These have evasion. I like those. Pia might be a little slow for this matchup. And maybe I can go one less Revoker. Not that it's bad, it's just there are better cards. I think I want Battle Rage. I just want all my ways to explode damage at the end of the game. Can I cut Serpent? Isn't Serpent just great all the time? This one's actually tough to board against because I have these extra cards to bring in. All right, maybe I'll go one less stub. One more Revoker, but Revoker's so good. It stops their enablers and their payoffs. All right, maybe one less Blade. I don't usually cut Blade. It might be a huge mistake, but it's what I'm doing. This is almost perfect. Replace any one of these cards with a land and I'm keeping it, but I'm going to mulligan. We're playing against a deck that doesn't give you time to mess around, so I'm going to ship the hand that tends to mess around. Alright, this hand has pressure and disruption. I'm going to keep it, and I think I'm going to bottom. It's either Disdainful Stroke or Shrapnel Blast. I think it's Blast. It sucks because this deck doesn't shuffle itself, so that Blast is just gone for the game. But I have more of that kind of effect than Disdainful Stroke, I think. And usually there's going to be like one spell. Like if I countered any one of those Hydras last game, I win the game. Sure. Alright, speaking of Hydra. Just going to slash this straight up. I want to play Serpent this turn and save Revoker for something better. And that also uses my mana. Play 2 Elvish Mystics. Ooh, hardcast Once Upon a Time. That's awkward. Alright, there's Jade Light Ranger. That's a good card. I can kill it though. Alright, so I could play Revoker and just proactively name something. Like I could just name Nissa. I should tap the mana that doesn't hurt me. Nissa who shakes the world. And I can Wild Slash the Jade Light Ranger in response to its trigger. Then I have Disdainful Stroke for their next thing, whatever it is. Alright, there's Nissa. Do they want it or not? Alright, they're drawing Nissa next turn. Their plan is probably fight Revoker with Hydra and then stick Nissa on the following turn. Which I am ready for, but they're still at a really high life total. Like I have their next 2 turns mapped out, but I don't have a lot of pressure. I need to draw an Ensoul. Oh, Jade Light Ranger, bummer. They played around it. They probably don't want this. Alright, they do want that. Interesting. Alright, come on, Ensoul. Wild Slash right on time. So I could There's not a lot of good plays here available to me. I think I just have to hold for an Ensoul. Like, I could fire in with everything, including Mutavault, and use the Wild Slash to clean this off, but then I can't stroke the Nissa. Rex Sage, fuck. Alright. The cards I didn't know about were all very good against me, it turns out. So now they still have Hydra and still have Nissa. I'm in a lot of trouble. Attacking with Jade Light Ranger lets me slash Rex Sage and attack for 4 though, so I'll take that. Really didn't need another land there. Alright, let's hope they just slam Nissa. Alright, this is it. We have to draw an Ensoul. Shrapnel Blast is not what I wanted. Alright, so they can cast Hydra to fight Serpent next turn. And in response, I can Trap Blast them. But then what? Then I'm Hellbent. Like, I would need to draw Artifact and Trap Blast to win that game from that spot. Yeah, if I drew Ensoul this turn and Trap Blast next turn, that would have been great. I just don't have any artifacts sitting around. Oh, they went for double mode. Okay. That's interesting. It's possible I should have Shrap Blasted it in response to it growing. Does that do anything? So if I boot up Mutavault, like I could get some sort of... Nah, that's bad. I'll just kill this Elvish Mystic. That takes them off 2 mana because they have Nykthos and Mystic. I can't imagine winning this game anymore. This is just another Hydra. A Ballista for 4, even worse. That kills Serpent and Mutavault. 4, 12, and me. Great. Alright, so 4, 12, 13. I think I just have to... Like, Shrap Blast upstairs doesn't even do anything. I'm just dead. Pretty sure no outs here, but... As the Hydra tramples... Yeah. Yuck. Yeah, this matchup was unfortunate. I think we just drew pretty poorly in all the games. This matchup is close, though. This is one of the decks that can just overpower you over the top. Yeah, I did bottom that Shrap Blast off my mulligan, and they're at 5 right now. I don't have an artifact laying around, though, so I don't know. I don't know what that game would have looked like. I just needed to draw better cards than 4 more lands in my draw steps that game. Oh well, that's magic. Alright, it's round 6, and of course we won the die roll. I'm going to keep. We got a Bomat getting in on turn 1 as a 3/3 on turn 2. Got that clutch shrapnel blast that we always want exactly one of in a game. Alright, opponent kept 7. Let's go. Another Once Upon a Time deck. This card is certainly in a lot of decks. I'm not sure if this card is bannable in any format, but it's certainly playable in every format. And there's Burning Tree Emissary, so know what we're up against now. Llanowar Elf would be scary here. Great. There's that. So turn 2 Nissa is live. I'm going to offer the trade with Bomat Courier. And I'm going to play Stonecoil Serpent instead of Blade this turn. Because I'm just going to encourage them to slow down a little bit, give them that option. They probably won't take it. Alright, sweet. They didn't take it. I'll play Stonecoil Serpent. This card has Trample, and if they start going wide next turn, this gives me some options. It also has protection from Burning Tree Emissary in case that ends up mattering at all. So if they slam turn 2 Nissa, it's not going to matter. Alright, they don't have Nykthos. We're good. And they could still do some dumb stuff this turn because free spells are dumb. They used one free spell to find another. But we're not getting Nissa'd. This looks like an X spell. Is it a Ballista? It is a Ballista. Let's see if they want to zap me or not. By me, I mean Bomat Courier. Alright, zapped. My Kingdom for an Electrickery. It's not in the main deck. But it sure would be good here. Alright, so Blade, suit up. Just gonna mash for 4. Other Blade, let's go. Alright, my plan right now is to just punch over the finish line with this Serpent plus Shrap Blast. Oh god, they drew Castle, or had Castle. Oh god, did they have Hydra for exactly Deadly? This deck's probably too good. I mean, I might just be saying that because I've been whacked by it twice in a row, but they banned some cards out of this deck last week, and it's still just one of the best decks, so should probably hit this one. Alright, I got a 5/5 though. Biggest cat in town. Until next turn when they play another Hydra for 5. Hardcast Once Upon a Time. Let's hope they don't find Nykthos, then do whatever they want. Alright, basic forest. Could have been worse. Vivian. Vivian does not kill my Bomat Courier this turn. It's one too large. She does kill it next turn. She can also just go like +1 and +1. Okay, let's see. Please attack with everything. Please attack with everything. The right play is probably just attack with nothing. Okay, that's a big game. Nine. Let's see, they can wish next turn, but it doesn't matter. They're gonna block either way. So they're gonna block with Burning Tree Emissary. So they can either wish for like Reclamation Sage out of their board or just make Hydra fight this, which makes this a 5/5 again. They have a lot of options here. Oh god, they also found Nykthos, so they could just Hydra for Infinity Million. If they have a Hydra to kill this and then use Vivian to fight this, pretty sure we're dead. Alright, they are making their wish. 7, 8, 9. Oh god. Do they have an Ulamog? Is that what's happening to me right now? Walking Ballista. Okay, they can Ballista for 5. That kills Skilled Animator. Alright, I just gotta draw another Shrapnel Blast. That's the whole plan right now. Alright, so they're all the way in on a Ballista for 6. Yeah, they have to spend 3 of it right now to kill the Animator. But Courier is still a 5/5 on its own, so they can't kill both. So Shrapnel Blast off the top wins the game. But we got some tricky stuff we can do if we don't draw that. Alright, so Reef. So I can attack, get another card under this. Alright, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Time to go completely ape. So I'm going to attack them, get another card under Courier. And then I'm going to Shrapnel Blast them, sacking a Ghostfire Blade. And then I'm going to sack Courier to draw 3. And hope that one of them is a Shrapnel Blast. Alright, so... WAP. And then if there is a Shrapnel Blast in these 3 cards under Bomat, we win the game. Nice. how we do it. Alright, found the line somehow. Alright, so let's bring in our removal spells again. And our counter spells. I'm not sure if a Braid's supposed to be coming in here or not. I'm gonna cut Bomat Courier, even though it did just win me that game. Can't base too much on that. Ghost Fireblade was also insane that game. Alright, I'm going to cut the Revoker, more Revokers than I did last time. I was kind of on the fence about Revoker last time because it's so good against both their enablers and their payoffs, but it's also a 2-mana 2/1, and I think the games I'm going to win against this deck are the ones where I just smash. Alright. Oh no. So I don't actually have red mana in this hand. I have to wait a turn to get it. But hopefully they don't turn 2 Nissa me. Or if I just draw like a Spirebluff Canal or something. This hand's not a mulligan though. Moral of the story. Maybe we'll actually kill 2 things with an Electrickery for the first time all day. Llanowar Elf. Ginger Brute. Alright, I'm going to jam Ginger Brute and offer the trade. Alright, not interested. Play 3 more Llanowar Elves. Play 3 more Llanowar Elves. Oh no, is this Hydra for 1? Pain in my ass. Alright, so now we have an artifact. Let's figure out what to do with all of our mana here. Pretty sure I want to get Stonecoil Serpent into play. And kill this thing. I can Wild Slash the Hydra if I need to in the future. Give up the dream, the Electrickery dream there. Another Hydra for 1 would be pretty brutal. But if I get to untap with this Stonecoil Serpent, things might be okay. God. Alright, so we're going to need to find a threat. Deck's got lots of threats, though. Even like Ensoul off the top gives me an indestructible 5/5. Alright, so I have a couple points of interaction here. I'll run out the Blade, and I have Disdainful Stroke, Stubborn Denial, and Wild Slash available. Hopefully we can just stroke Vivian here. I mean, hopefully they just have nothing and pass the turn, but as far as reasonable spells they might cast go. Ooze, shit. That one's bad. It dodges all of my things I have. So I'm not gonna zap anything here. Alright, it's getting worse. Yeah, being on the draw this game was just lights out. Or not having a red source. Like, if I had a red source on turn 1, then they don't get to Hydra on curve. They don't get the second Hydra because my Stone Coil's too big. Yeah, would have been a lot closer. Pretty sure we're just super dead right now, though. And all our colored sources are painful, too, so if I shock this thing, it like doesn't actually save me damage the same turn. I think I have to slash this thing, though. Like, I take the same amount of damage this turn, but every turn the game lasts. It's one less. But they have ooze, they can just eat that. Regain the damage. Yeah, I don't know. Hand is way too reactive. Their hand's not even good, which is the toughest part of this. They're just like had some totally fair rate creatures. Caryatid. Okay. I'm gonna take a draw step, then concede. Yep. Just dead. Okay, so do I change anything on the play? Like, having Battle Rage in on the play is a lot more interesting than on the draw. No, I think this is like the best deck I can present. Yeah, let's just run it back. Alright, we have a hand that's actually good. We have a 1-drop Copter, some interaction, some buff. If they kill Ginger Brute, then these Copters start to look pretty embarrassing until I find another creature. But I think it's fine. We're not going to get turn 2 Nissa because I have the Wild Slash. They can't Hydra on turn 2 because I have the Wild Slash. Alright, they found a Mystic. I would really like to draw a land so I can equip Blade and deploy Copter next turn. Shit. Alright, they're gonna make me equip, but I'm not gonna. Alright, sure. I'm not going to chuck it with Shrapnel Blast because I really need to get a repeatable source of damage into play. And by casting Copter here, then any creature off the top lets me attack again. Okay, so they have a Scavenging Ooze, and it's a 3/3 already. Yuck. So I could Shrapnel Blast the Ooze. I could play another Blade. This is really bad regardless. Being unable to crew my copter is pretty miserable. I'm gonna have to kill at least one of these things. Probably this one. God, that sucks. That's probably just a losing play on its own. Creature. Yeah, these defensive shrapnel blasts are just awful. Is it Nissa time? Nylea's Disciple. Alright, I'll kill Ooze in response. Let's hope that their hand is as embarrassing as mine. Like any creature, if I get this copter churning, we might have a chance, but I just lost 10 points of burst. And they've gained 4 life already. So it's like, ugh. Got a lot of work to do here. And continue drawing lands. If they have like anything, we're dead here. Like Vivian, Nissa. Alright, yeah, we're just dead. Alright, so we're 3-3 right now, and took a loss in game 1 or match 1, so we're probably just dead for prizes. So I'm gonna drop this league. So this deck just got out muscled by green a number of times. This deck was really good a week ago. I think people might have figured out how to go bigger or how to interact with it. But it's definitely still powerful. It's just, I don't know if this is where you want to be in the format. I've also been playing a lot of Hardened Scales, which has a similar sort of explosive game plan, but has a lot more staying power in the mid to late game. So this might just be the better Stonecoil Serpent deck than the Izzet deck, but we'll see. Testing will bear it out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.